v.h.s.x? What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I wanted to react and have a discussion video from QuietKills titled DBD is dying. And I wanted to talk about it because I'm pretty sure all of us content creators have collectively been talking about how ridiculous the game has been lately, and I'm glad that we're all voicing our opinions on it because it really needs to be said, it really needs to be discussed as to why this keeps happening. And I'm glad that everybody's kind of coming together to talk about it. As much to the dismay of a lot of people that may disagree with this type of content or may just say it's just the same thing as everyone else is saying, but maybe that's a sign saying that the game is not in a good goddamn state, instead of complaining that your favorite content creator is voicing their opinions about the state of the goddamn game. So let's go ahead and dive in and let's listen to what QuietKills has to say. We already know that QuietKills usually has...
When I say Dead by Daylight is dying, I'm not necessarily referring to the current player count, but rather the general quality, energy, and discourse surrounding the game. See, if you were to look at just the player count, you'd think DBD is doing quite well. But whenever you ask an actual DBD player how they currently feel about the game, it'll usually sound a little something like this.
Not gonna lie, you should play Dead by Daylight. I would rather literally have an Olympic-sized swimming pool and literally 20 million people take a dump in it in order to fill them up, and every single person that does it, each of them has a different disease, and I literally be drowned in it and have to swim end to end once and come out of it, than ever play a second of Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, that's basically your
I did not expect Queso of all people to literally just dunk on DBD, but it's great to hear that even people outside of the DBD community are even saying this game is completely fucking garbage, and it's great, you know. It really is. It really is. I'm glad that we're not the only people saying it. Like, I'm even playing the game recently for the reasons that I have, right? Like, I'm trying to you know, raise up my stats. I have the motivation that what I want to do with the game, and even I can understand, like, not everybody has that motivation, not everybody shares that. My reasoning is going to be completely different than everybody else's, so I'm speaking as somebody who's been playing pretty frequently that no, this game is not in a good freaking state. It freaking sucks.
Happiest DBD player. And have y'all noticed that there's been a surge of generally negative videos lately in the DBD sphere, and rightfully so. And not only are the videos being put out generally negative as of late, but
anyway, ironically enough, I've actually covered, I think a majority of these videos being shown here, which is really interesting to say the least. And yeah, I mean, this is not just like the trend of the week for DBD right now. Like, this is actually a common discussion that people are seeing within the game right now. It's not just a topic, but this is a reflection of the actual DBD community in its current state right now. I don't think a good majority of people are enjoying the game right now.
In the DBD sphere, and rightfully so. And not only are the videos being put out generally negative as of late, but a lot of those videos are actually performing far better than actual gameplay content, especially for killer content creators or creators who aren't already established with sizable audiences. I'll use my friend and fellow creator JRD as an example. When you look at the views for all of his various killer gameplay videos, then look at the views for his video criticizing the current state of the game, you see a lot more interest in the latter. See, audience attention often
which, if you guys want to see me discuss that video, I'll have it linked at the end. But yeah, I've agreed with the points that JRD was making. I've discussed a couple different topics that were being covered in that video as well. And like I've said, like I've gotten comments basically saying like this is just the topic of the week, but nah, doesn't really work like that.
reflects relatability or general sentiment. When audiences are too distraught with the current state of the game to focus on entertainment, they will instead seek out content that reflects their inner frustrations. Even the larger content creators with closer relationships with behavior can't help but speak on just how bad a spot the game is currently in. I mean, here's a clip just from Oddstarver's most recent video.
Hello friends, this is Odds, and this video is about how we got 50 wins in a row on the Krasue. But with this newest killer, I have a problem. I have 50 matches and almost none of them are exciting. there were so many matches where survivors just refused to play and just gave up immediately. This killer is really fun to play, but it doesn't seem like she's very fun to play against.
Now tell me, does this sound like a healthy game with a happy player base? See, the player count isn't telling us the full story. I don't think it accurately reflects the current player experience and general sentiment. Just like
I'm glad that QuietKills is bringing up that point, because that's an extremely important point to talk about. That despite the player count being what it is, because I've even seen that as well. I've heard that point being made before. Oh, but the game isn't dying because the player count's the same. It's like, sure, but the state of the game is not in a great place, and that's mainly what we're talking about. That's mainly what a vast majority of these videos are talking about. That's what I've been talking about. Like, come on now. Like, this is not just an isolated incident. This is not just coping. Like, this is just showing what the state of the game is at and where everybody's at in this.
very dark time for the game right now. Our newest killer, the Krasue, is so unfun for players to play against that entire lobbies pretty much immediately disconnect whenever you even try to play her. And mind you, this killer and her mediocre perks are supposed to last us until January. That's 4 whole months of no new noteworthy content, and all we have to hold us off until then is a poorly designed killer that nobody is willing to play against until they inevitably nerf her into the ground. And see, the thing is, it'd be different if they at least left us on a good note, but they didn't. They left us on the Krasue. Like, this is all we have to hold us off until January. That's quite a while. Another big issue I have with the game currently is the power creep problem, which I believe is actively destroying the player experience now more than ever. I'm not even kidding. It genuinely feels like any killer under A tier right now who isn't running full meta has literally zero chance at winning at all, especially against competent teams.
There it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, QuietKills, for bringing up that point. As somebody who's been maining at low tier for as long as I have, this is nothing new. And these builds right here are something I see very often because I unfortunately win a lot of my games and I stay within an MMR level where this is the norm. And unfortunately, that's just the reality of it. And it is what it is. Like, I'm going... You know, and I know it's a lot of coping that goes on with DBD and stuff like that, and I understand that a lot of people are not going to be at, you know, my level, I would say, when it comes to my mastery of my own characters and stuff like that. So I understand that even from first-hand experience, because I went against like teams like this when I had loaded up a character like Myers with the rework that I haven't even tried yet, and that completely sucked because I had pretty much no knowledge of the rework and no understanding on how to use it effectively, when it already is widely received to be one of the worst characters like to play right now. And yeah, like it's terrible. It's not fun. It's not a good experience. It's not enjoyable. And unfortunately, this is the norm. Unfortunately, seeing this is the norm nowadays for me personally, because I can only offer the anecdotal perspective on this, but yeah. And as you guys know, I'm playing Ghostface, and I can't really like use like I would, and that's why I'm very adamant to point out like how certain perks are just not going to be efficient, because when you're at a point where efficiency is all that's important, everything else kind of falls to the wayside. And I think that is just how the game is now, and I don't think there's a lot I can do about that, really. And you know, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But because I know that the vast majority of players are not trying to, you know, be challenged in this kind of way where they want to go against you know, strong teams and to be able to challenge themselves. And a lot of the time I would imagine people just hop on to just kind of have a good time, or just to, you know, get their minds off of things, or to relax, or whatever have you, or just have a little bit of fun. I know that's not the norm when it comes when you're being sort of met with this. Like, this is not good.
and this situation has been made even worse with the new increase in pallet density across various already strong maps. For example, why are maps like Father Campbell's Chapel and Crotus Prent Asylum getting buffed for Survivor? These are some of the strongest Survivor maps in the game already. Like, I can understand some of the Coldwind maps, but why the fuck is Blood Lodge getting buffed? And just to show you how laughably busted and brain dead these maps are now, check this out. All right, so let's start at Shack. So first we've got a TL wall with 2 fillers right outside of Shack. Then we've got another filler on the other side that leads into a double pallet, which is a 2v8 tile, into the fast vault through main, also into the fast vault, into the TL wall right outside of Shack. And then we've got a pallet gym right here. So straight shot from the middle of this double pallet. You could go ahead and play this pallet. We've got a filler right here, and then 2 pallets right here, into another vault into main, into another TL wall right here. I mean, at what point is it just too much, bro? Like, at what point are you just getting your handheld? Check this out, bro. Check this out. A pallet here, a window here, and another window up top, right in front of a TL wall and a filler. Look at this shit. I mean, what the and then check this out. Just straight shot through main, pallet here, pallet here, pallet here. You could go ahead and cut through Shack. You got a TL wall right outside of Shack, a filler right here, and an
Old Spice Gentleman's Super Hydration Body Wash. Vanilla and shea. 24/7 moisture.
and another filler right here. See, changes like these hurt.
So I also want to offer my own clip to add on to what QuietKills is saying, because like I've stated many a times, the game is extremely survivor favored, and we have genuine evidence being shown by QuietKills in a previous video with JC Glitchmaster, which will also be linked at the end. And I'm also going to provide my own clip that I've had recently, which shows exactly what that is to experience the pallet density update in combination with everything else that's going on. And why don't we go ahead and take a look? A lot of open area. I don't have enough time. I definitely have to go after him again. Oh shit. Live? Yeah, live. Change the new filler. That's another filler there too. I have to break that because I got pallet. Alright, another filler there. He drops that as well. Hold forward again. Another filler. New filler there. Vault. There at least goes to show that it's not just an isolated incident on that particular map. I even went on the Borgo map, and as you saw, the Bill had ran through 5 different pallets. Just in a straight line. It really was just in a path. Just bada bing, bada boom. Completely handheld by behavior. It's been proven time and time and time again that that is how they want their game. They want the survivors to be essentially invincible and completely immortal at this point. And it's been proven. DBD's not in a great state for the killer side. And even survivors are also not having a good time either. Because they're going against the freaking Krasue of all things, which makes it even more hilarious to me. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and link the original video in the description for you guys to watch the rest. I just wanted to make sure I offered my own sort of information, my own takes and stuff like that, talking about this topic. I know that it's kind of goes without saying, like, we know that the game's not in a great state, but I still wanted to kind of share that sort of experience and kind of put more light onto the situation, because I have also experienced the same things and I wanted to share my thoughts on it. But I appreciate you guys being here, man. Make sure you use the thumbs up button, leave a comment, man. Let me know your thoughts. Hit that hype at the bottom of the YouTube, man. Make sure you use that new feature they've got going on. Hype up the videos, man. Consider supporting with the links in the description. And if you want to become a member to get your name read off at the end of every video, make sure you go ahead and join one of the memberships, Patreon, YouTube, or even subbing on Twitch. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for the names. Well, I wanted to go ahead and take some time out to thank all my members from Patreon with Crow King 101, my YouTube members, Majora Jeff, Endire, Evil Peachy YT, Zero Mocker, Christian, HexDev, and Crow Vader, and for my Twitch subscribers, Cake is the Road, Danica 2002, Final Girl _ Bunny, Acklefin, Chili Cinderace, Zero Mocker, Ginsburg, Johns 117 _ Lovely Ghost TTV, Jar TTV, Zazabu, and Crow Vader. Just wanted to thank you guys. And if you also want to have your name read off at the end of every video, make sure you join on one of these platforms to get one of those perks, as well as the other perks you get. So appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much.